Hello, welcome back. My name's Maze, and this is the Russulian origin. Well, it's actually now called the Mycelian. We'll get to that in a moment. Okay, before we start, I would just like to thank one of my Discord member known as AKM7. They're the one who helped me rename the Russulian origin into a Mycelian origin. So we can confidently say that this origin, the Mycelian, is the Russulian version 2. And I really like the name, though, not gonna lie. So we're gonna have to stick with that one. And finally, we can begin. So let's start. The Mycelian is a P-impact origin or high-impact origin. And as you can see here as I scroll down, that the origin retains some of its old abilities, but a lot of them actually has been updated and made better. So let's start with the Decompost. So if you've used the Russulian before, you might have already understand what Decompost is. It's your own eating mechanic, which basically means the Mycelian cannot cannot gain that much massive benefits from food, and all the food that the Mycelian eat has the same value. And 40% of the food that you consume has a chance to convert into a bone meal. So let's try it right here. I hope it converts into a bone meal too as well. And while we wait for that one, the next one is the root/unroot one. You may have known this as your secondary key, and it converts nearby grass and dirt into a mycelian block. And while you're rooted, you gain 1 heart and half a hunger every 3 seconds. You also have immunity to knockback and levitation at the cost of being unable to move. So let's try it right here. Okay, we got another bone meal right here, which is good. And let's try it. So if we press secondary key, it converts nearby blocks that have the same Y value as the block we're stepping on. So let's move back. Now the spread and the conversion area is random. So chances are you might not even get all of the distance properly. So there you go. This is your one way to spread your territory, and it's one way to take control of larger areas. Now this becomes useful if there's a civil war in your Minecraft server, and as the Mycelian origin, you can really take control a lot of things by just spreading mycelium on the ground. And let's start with like the other active ability, which is your primary toggle. Both of these are toggle, by the way, secondary key and primary. Now this one will drain your hunger faster at the cost of causing nearby entities within a 50 block radius to be infected with light infection. 25% chance for nearby entities with medium infection, and 1% chance with intense infection. You can't use this ability with less than 3 hunger. And basically what infection does for the Mycelian against other entities is different. As you can see, there's volatile light, medium, and intense infection. I will explain what those are in a moment. Actually, at the very last portion of this origin. The next one is the Mycelian Might. This is the reason why you need to spread your mycelium block. You ignore your stunted limbs, which I will get to in a moment. And you also can see entities that are standing on a mycelium block. If I summon a villager here, you can see them through walls because they appear glowing to you. And they also got infected with like the light infection. So let's move on from that. Now, stunted limbs, you move 25% slower, and you swim 40% slower, and your attacks are 25% less effective. It's all standard stuff. The next one is passive Spore. You might have already known this from the Russulian. Any entities within 10 blocks of you will gain slowness 2, as well as a 25% chance to be infected with light infection. Remember, it's not volatile infection, it's just light infection. So it will go away on it. There's a difference between volatile and light infection. The next one is, the passive 4 has 3% chance to convert any nearby dirt/grass block into a mycelium block. Fungal body. Fungal body, the same as the Still a Plant ability, you take more damage towards fire, that is actually 100%. 170%. So it's actually quite harmful. The next one is the Fungal Armor. Fungal Armor is one of your main or core abilities because it prevents you from wearing any armor, and you have a mushroom for a hat that guides your passive Spore ability. So what does that mean? Basically, you see I have 10 points of armor. Then the Fungal Armor converts that 10 points into actually your health. Now, you won't take any damage as long as you have any bar of armor. And fire directly deals 2 bars and actually damages your heart as well. Any damage other than fire will only take 1 bar. So essentially speaking, it takes 10 hits for you to completely lose your bar. And you also enter combat mode every time you attack or you are being attacked by something else. As you can see right here, fall damage is just 1 bar. And as long as there's a bar, you have nothing to worry about when it comes to fighting. And what's this? The Fungal Armor prevents your armor and you have 5 extra heart. As you can see, you have 5 extra heart there and you cannot wear any armor. You also have this Crimson Fungus. Now if you take damage, right? If I summon a Vindicator here, as you can see, the mushroom hat there gets turned into a regular one and you no longer produce Spore, because that means your passive Spore is deactivated. And the brown one is the lowest one, so you have to be careful with that one. And we have to go now, because your armor is completely gone and you're very vulnerable to all sorts of attacks, so be careful with that one. And the last ability that we have is the Overgrowth World. Now, the Overgrowth World is pretty much self-explanatory. You spawn in a jungle, same with the Russulian. And that basically concludes the main line, or like the main ability of the Mycelian. I will now soon discuss what the infections are, so I'll just have to see you there. Bye-bye. Hello, okay, so we're gonna describe the different infections of the origins that the Mycelian can cause. So let's start with the light infection alongside with its other variant, the volatile. Now, the volatile light and both the normal light one can last up to 1 Minecraft day. During this time, you actually suffer reduction in movement speed. So if I infect myself with a light infection right here, you actually gain a slowness and you get hungry a little bit faster, and you actually attack a bit less. Your damage is a bit less than it used to be. And remember, this lasts for 1 Minecraft day. And the difference between light and volatile light version is that the volatile one will always convert into a medium medium infection basically. So if I set this one into, let me just set this one. Let me see. Light duration into 20, it will disappear in a moment, right? And I got myself infected with the medium one. This one you will not even tell that you've been infected immediately. All of the effects of the medium one will start the day after like the first Minecraft day, and for the character. Basically, the symptoms will appear after the first day of the initial infection. So properly keep that in mind. So if I set this one into just 900, right? You will begin to experience auditory hallucination. You move slower, you attack a bit, like your damage are a bit less, and you get more, and your hunger will get lower faster. Now on the medium infection, you only get auditory hallucination, and the medium infection lasts for 5 minutes. So properly keep that in mind. So if I set this one back to like 20, it will disappear, and you are properly cured for the Mycelian's medium-sized infection. Although you can get reinfected again. Now let's talk about the most dangerous infection, which is the intense infection. You can only get this by the spread spore caused by the Mycelian, and it's also 1%. And from the medium infection, right? Once the medium infection ends, there is 50% chance for the medium infection to mutate and will transform into the intensified version. Now, let me get myself infected with the intense one. Now, with the intense one, you immediately can tell that you get movement slowed, but the hallucination one, both auditory and what's this? Auditory and visual one will appear after the first day of the initial infection, as well as the rest of your symptoms. Now, if I set the intense one to 900, right? Intense. Let's this one to 1000 instead. Now, all of the symptoms are already active, henceforth, there is a chance for you to experience both auditory and visual hallucinations. Origin. So, okay, where was that? Okay, as you can see from here, you can see the spider. You can't harm the spider because it disappears after a while, and the spider cannot also harm you. But since they both have hitboxes, you can actually be pushed around by this or like by this hallucination. There you go. And there is one more thing where this. Do you see that one? This is also plausible with the intense origin only. Basically, every time, like once in a while, you become unable to eat, and your origin will refuse to eat. Basically. So let's eat here. So anyway, let's wait for that one again. Now, it is random though as to like what will happen, or like I meant by like the when you will be unable to eat, your character will refuse to eat. And also, if you interact with a bed, I will not show it here because I don't exactly have a bed nearby. And hold on. Now, since we are at the lowest point of our infection, right? Oh no, we got cured. Anyway, there we go. Since here is like the lowest part of our infection here. Once you have the intense infection and it's already past the 5th day, I believe it was the 5th day, the moment you step into the jungle biome, right? The moment you step into the jungle biome, right? You will die. That's because, you see that? The fungus will convert all of its energy to reproduction and thus killing you immediately once you step into the jungle. So once you've identified what infection you have, be careful on the jungle biome if you're in the intense version of it. Basically, that's all what the origin does, and I will see you soon. Oh, before I go, I will also post the new Discord server link on the description. So I'll see you there.